got ourselves team 1 with Karizer on the team. We got ourselves Gak, who's going to be our first. We got ourselves Tamsin, Yandex, and Avro. Yeah, Avro. That'll be close enough. I guess it's going to be Dauk. Going to be up next with a G-Pie onto Gag. Is going to go for a big combustion immediately. Going to be immediate diffuse magic trick for the hook right now, trying to continue the combustion damage. Does Gag go for a karma? He might just have to do, could maybe ice block it. Actually, just kind of going for the good karma, good heal. They were going to take a lot of damage to this karma, but all the time is available is going to get all the health back. Gag now is actually out of defensives. The Ook is out of offensive, trying to go for doorway shadows, does get interrupted, so fire damage and polys can actually just go through. The Ook taking lots of damage now. Icebug before the Cauterize comes out, so maybe a little bit too early. Maybe a little too late. Too early, feels like. Touch of death. Oh, he actually died to a touch of death. He died just now through a touch of death, but the Cauterize gave him the health. Oh, that is so weird. Gag just had his touch of death stolen from him, and that's gonna be full regenerating. Oh my god, this mage is just a live lord. Cauterize survived him from touch of death. Then you also had regenerating and all the time give you all that health back. I feel like this guy, and I think he might be running the legendary where you can't break out of roots, so there's nothing you can really do. Does go for a CC chain onto Gag, needs a couple more Fire Blast, or Phoenix Flames to make this happen. Gag is just continuing doing damage to Dauk and doing damage back to himself, but Dauk might still go down either way. Big Fist of Fury and Gag barely, it takes him out. On the other team, we also got an Etchy in the back. We got ourselves Stormclaw, we got ourselves Frozen and Crowell as Gag takes out the first person of that team, the Mage. Man, I mean, that Mage lived 3 times. 3 times. No, twice. No, 3 times. Well, he recovered 3 times, I guess. Lived twice, I guess. In a way. He lived until he didn't, I guess is the best way to put it. Etchy is going to be up next. Monk versus Monk. Oh, I like it. I like your weapons. It's not daggers. They look like daggers, but they're swords. But I like them. They're like from Hellfire, I think. But it's going to be Gag trying to get some images up and running onto Etchy, who is going to go for a Ring of Peace. Not playing good karma. I think Gag might be playing good karma. So his heal is going to be huge with that good karma. Etchy better watch out for his health, especially with karma. Might be good to do to karma high, so you don't lose too much health, because you won't get a lot of it back. Gag trying to recover a little bit of health. In cap onto Etchy with a leg sweep. Etchy does not go for a trinket at all. Zuen is going to be coming out as Weapons of War is coming in for Gag. Etchy goes in for a leg sweep. Gag does not have a way out of it. Etchy got himself full damage available with Big Fist of Fury. Going to be a karma by both of them. But Gag has the healing good karma available. Big karma burned through though. Karma just completely got burned through and he's still melting. Wait, does he live? He survives barely. He survives barely. I'm going to skip this song, but he survives barely. How did that happen? I don't understand. I actually don't understand. Yo, we gotta switch up the mix, boys, if you don't mind. Back to the duels mix. Back to basics. Beautiful. Gag getting an in cap onto Frozen. Is gonna hit him with a Fist of Fury as Barskin does come out for the Feral. And that's gonna be a main. Gag so far has been pretty survivable. Does he get the interrupt on Convoke? He does. He won't be seeing a karma anytime soon unless Gag can get the hell out of it with mobility. He's in a bad spot unless the Fist of Fury comes back up somehow. And the bleeds do take him out as Frozen takes the cake. And that's going to be Tamsin up next from one Monk to another 4-team-1 into Alexa, but Frozen, he does get a pre-Thorns. Tamsin does get Weapons of Order as well. Big Fist of Fury and Frozen. I think he's just going to be done, unless he's not just dead yet. He's not frozen dead meat yet. He's still lively. For a guy named Frozen, he's actually very mobile. He ain't freezing. He knows how to react to the situation. Tamsin just needs himself just a little bit more pressure onto Frozen. And Frozen without a Convoke, unless he goes for a big stun setup, I think it might be lights out. Does try to go for big damage, but looks like the cheat death comes in. The seed, I don't think is going to keep you alive as Tamsin is focused on that seed. That's going to be another one. Bites the dust on team 2 with Crowell. As a Monk going in next is going to be Shadowy Duel with Tamsin. Is going to be able to take him out with just 2 globals. After the kidney shot, like Little Kidney, 2 abilities dead. And he had Shadowy Duel to make sure he's obscured from everyone's duel. No one got to see that win. No one got to see that kill. All they saw is Cromwell jumping on top of Tamsin, disappear, and only a body, lifeless, reappears. That's really cool RP. If this is the D&D game, that would have been a really cool RP. That means we got Assassin and Miss Boys. And Kryze is going to have to see if he can deal with an Assassin. Try to go for a Shadow. Ooh. I was about to say Shadow Meld. I wanted to say Shadow Meld for some reason. But it's going to be stuck in the CC. Big Hezbollah flying in Cromwell's face. He is going to Cloak of Shadows. Going to be a big board for Kryze as Cromwell looking to get the hell away from all those pets. Does burn advantage for that though. It looks like the dots are off. Chrysler hasn't used a human racial there at all. So if Chrysler can stop the next opener, Crowell might be in a tough spot. There is blind available for Crowell, so he could go for another reset. And Chrysler will always have that succubus as a reset for him every single time. Unless Crowell can interrupt the succubus or find a way to obscure the succubus away from him and Chrysler, like maybe with smoke bomb. He doesn't roll smoke bomb, so maybe smoke bomb will be able to play. Chrysler trying to be proactive, picking up the eyes. Crowell just positions a little bit closer to Chrysler. Does get the sap. Succubus trying to make a play. Succubus is inside of a smoke bomb, though. Trinket's out of it. Chrysler is going to trinket out of that. Shadow Fury onto Crowell. Needs to get the dots up and running. Soul Rot to follow. Blind to Chrysler. As long as the pet is there, it should be able to do some damage and keep Crowell slowed. Crowell trying to see if he can reposition to another pillar, but the slow from the pet is already out. The dots are there. If Chrysler could just stop the rogue from re-stealthing, can prevent him from resetting, he'll be in a good spot. Rain of Fire, maybe that'll help. The pet is getting absolutely decimated right now, though. Chrysler might need to set up a new pet, though. And Crowell does burn a dance just to try to take the pet out. Succubus is still in play for now. Gonna be a port for Chrysler. Mark for Death available onto Chrysler. He needs a new pet. Does get the dot stuck onto Crowell, though. Is going to have a quick summon Succubus. Succubus on one side, Warlock on the other. Succubus CC, and Chrysler is going to have the opener here. The rogue was not able to catch a proper reset. Does he go in? Does he go for a reset? Soul Rot is going to be up on Crowell. That's a lot of dots. And that's going to be Warlock as the kidney shot comes out. He's not even able to get a lot of damage onto Chrysler. Does go for a shadowy duel. Chrysler, does he see him? He does see him. Getting those scum flags in there. And I think Crowell might be done. Does go for a bit of a reheal. Succubus on one side. Catches a reset for a second, but the dots should get him out. No, somehow he does catch a reset. The dots were burning on him. The immolation was on him still. Was it not? Was it a trick of the eye? And looks like Crowell is going to be able to get the advantage back up very, very soon. That's incredible. Crowell actually did pull off a reset. The eyes are up, and that's going to be the reset. The crit is gone. Succubus CC stops him. Cloak of Shadows is there. He can use it if he wants to Chrysler. If he gets the CC chain, he'll be in a good spot. Shadow Fury doesn't land. Does land before the... Oh, there goes the cheat death. Cloak of Shadows coming out, and as long as Succubus can keep him in combat. Vanish does come in. Does Crowell go for another reset? Chrysler's eyes are down. Does go for a port. He needs to somehow get Crowell out. Crowell does get himself a Slice and Dice, which I think gives him the extra healing. I didn't think about it. A defensive Slice and Dice, which is really, really strong. But I won't be seeing that until Draven and Venthyr. He's just sitting next to Chrysler. Does get him in sap. He knows the Succubus is going to be there to stop him. He doesn't really have the Cloak of Shadows. But Chrysler might be close enough to the Succubus. Getting a shot. Let's just stop the Succubus. Succubus CC comes in. Crowell trinkets out of it. Mortal Coil sends me in another direction. No trinket available for this one. Fear. And he doesn't have any resets anymore. If Chrysler can get him in the setup, he might be good. Big Caswell slamming him down. Does get the dots up and running with an immolation. That's going to be a Succubus on one side, getting us slow into Cromwell. Crowell. Not Cromwell. Might be. This rogue is really desperate, looking for a reset. He needs one right now. Going for Shadow Strikes onto the Succubus. Trying to stay alive as best as he can. Get a shot to Succubus. That's going to become flagged by Chrysler. And I think the rogue might be outski. If the dots hold, looks like he's trying to catch a reset. I swear he caught a reset and there's dots. Does he just have another? He must have another buff. He must have like the absorb when you catch a re-stealth. I don't know. I don't ever see an absorb every time he catches a re-stealth. The Succubus is going to get the rogue back out again. Again, just cannot get himself a proper opener. He needs that 100% quit. He hasn't been able to make a clean play at all. Shadow Fury right after. Cataclysm. And that's going to be lights out. The rogue tried so hard to catch a reset, boys. Gotta give him some credit for trying to go for clean resets. He got two of them that I thought should not been able to, because he had fire on him. Green fire, and he's in stealth. How? How are you on fire and you're in stealth? That just shouldn't work. If you're on fire, you shouldn't be in stealth. Period. But he caught two of them. Chrysler was able to deal with it. Succubus is a huge play. Did not interrupt Succubus ever. If you got one interrupt on it, I think it might have been okay. And that's going to be Stormclaw up next. Got himself Incarnation rolling. Trinkets out of this for a Fear to follow. That's going to be Chaos Bolt for free. Big damage on the Stormclaw. Does he survive Chrysler's assault here, though? It's going to be a Succubus as well as Infernal on the other side. Succubus gets up with the roll for second. Stormclaw is not in a good position at all. Try to see if he might be able to juke to the other side. Does not have dots on him. Succubus could see him right now, actually. Yes, he lands it. Why is that in cat form? Stormclaw wasn't paying attention to the Succubus cast at all. And that should be a Caswell heard around the world. With the Cataclysm, I think it's over. Chrysler making a comeback against all these rogues, dude. Or the one rogue, really. One rogue. But maybe one rogue is one too many. That rogue tried so hard. He did get one kill, but he tried so hard against Chrysler, dude. You gotta interrupt the Succubus. You got to position your smoke bomb a little bit better.